Apple doesn't sell phones, they sell belonging. Their tribe generates $48 billion in recurring revenue annually. While your competitors are focusing on products and techniques, top brands build communities that create higher customer lifetime value. What tribe are you building? Companies with a strong tribe see higher repeat purchase rates and drive revenue that market leaders envy. While without a tribe, businesses leave millions of dollars of annual recurring revenue on the table. I've talked to you about tribes in many ways. I've talked to you about building a lexicon so that people know that you're part of that tribe and identify it. I've talked to you about creating an understanding and a level that you can walk through. But what we really need to do is talk about tribes in the long view. So in Venture Gain, we believe that legacy is the only status symbol. And I define legacy as something that people will talk about 2 generations from now. Now, if you think about it, and I've been going through my grandparents' stuff, and there are faces that stare out from pictures that I don't recognize. They're 2 generations ago. They are my family for some way or another, but I don't know who they are. I don't know their names. I don't know their stories. I don't know where they come from. So my goal is to create content that is not necessarily as flash and bang, but creates content that will let people know about how and what I think and how and what my customers think, this generation, the next generation, and when the rest of the people have passed away that would know me personally. I always find it interesting to see the changes that happen in a few years. One of the fascinating things I find is how long the government thinks a secret should be kept. In the United States, secrets are kept for 25 years before they can be released. And that's a generation. But interestingly enough, the Catholic Church believes 75 years is the minimum it should be kept. So we want to look at history a little differently. I want you to look at your content and the tribe that you're building differently. Will the information you're giving, will the inspiration you're creating, will the ideas that you foster, whether they remember where they come from or not, are they worthy of legacy? Or are they cheap commercialism that creates issues right now, creates sensationalism right now, but will be forgotten? Or worse yet, remembered because they were not of quality in the years to come. Every once in a while, we see people coming who were the last of the individuals. There was one person who still remembered the Civil War. And in fact, my grandfather still remembered the First World War. My father, he was quite old, he would have been 104, still remembers the first Model T Ford to enter his town. It drove down the town and it was a scene. That in fact, in November every year in England, they have the Emancipation Race, which was all about when the law allowed cars to go more than 4 miles an hour and did not require a human being in front carrying a light so they wouldn't scare the horses. It's a great race. It's a race all about a car that it has to be a specific age. An old car, it can't go more than 20 miles, and you have to drive for 6 hours. Most of them don't make it. But imagine, if you will, talking about something that only goes 20 miles an hour for a race that they're so excited about because they were allowed to go more than 4 and didn't require a man in front to alert people that a car was coming. Think about that one generation of change. Think about what people were thinking about then and thinking about now. Is the information you're providing, is the inspiration you're creating, is the things you're doing crass commercialism that will exist for a little while? Or does it take a longer term view? I am approaching 90 some odd videos in this section. And the team looked at me and they said, are you going to keep it up? Because my commitment was 105. And I'll talk about that when we hit that number. But yeah, I think I am going to keep it up. Because this is a unique opportunity for me to talk about the way I've thought and the way I am working and the way I have been. It is a means of legacy for many people. It's a means that I can leave a mark, not of who I am, but what I think. And hopefully that will inspire and create better ideas, better ways, and a better world. We need now greater inspiration. We need now a longer-term view. We have been deceived and corrupted by the idea that the short term is all that counts. The number of likes you get in a 24-hour period, the number of likes you got in the last year, the number of comments that you've had, the number of views, and the number that you have every quarter. This myopic view has created something that does not allow us to see things long-term. We build for the moment, not the century. We build for the minute, not the millennium. In many ways, we've broken the habit of looking forward and only looking down at our toes. And once we do that, once we start looking at our toes, we miss everything. You miss the world around you when you're just looking at your toes. You miss what can come up, what has been next to you, and what is going to happen in the future. My conversation with you is all about creating a tribe, creating a legacy of people who understand what you're thinking, believe in it, and see it of such quality they will continue to talk about it after you are gone. So the statement we make in the beginning, legacy becomes the most important thing. Because if you create for the long term, if you have a long-term view, if you watch this video, I may not get a lot of likes on this video. I may not get a lot of views, but I am looking at it for the long term. I'm looking that it continue to pop up and inspire far beyond when I am no longer available to make these. I make these so that the status symbol I am looking for is to be able to make a difference in the worlds we have now and the worlds when we will find that sitting on YouTube and looking at a video is considered quaint. And that we thought that likes and views in the tens of millions was exciting, when we thought the internet was the final answer to all problems, and that AI was going to take over the world, just as computers were going to take over the world, just as insert the next doomsday here. In some ways, we need greater comments. We need greater ideas. We need broader topics. We need more thought done. Not because it's quick, not because it's fast, because it does change how we are. And taking a longer view of life will make your work better, your time better, and your legacy. This is the gift you give your grandchildren. Material things will fade, ideas never do. Think about the great books that were written that we still look at today. Marcus Aurelius, a man who wrote thousands of years ago, still influences our thinking. Are you writing that book? Are you making that message? Are you coming up with the ideas that will make that kind of influence? Maybe not, but it is absolutely worth the try. Do me a favor. Think about what you have seen that's influenced you. What is the thing that's influenced you the most? Talk about that with your friends and preferably with your family. Share that influence because that's a great tool. And put it in the comments below. I look forward to continuing our conversation.
Thanks for tuning into today's episode on The Strategy Session, where we take your business from stuck to unstoppable. Here's another video I think you'd enjoy. If you found these insights valuable, remember to hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and ring the bell for notifications on our latest videos. Remember, you're not just marketing, you're making history with Venture Gained.